Christian Bale. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello there. Very well, thank you.
Just pouring
Nice to see you in person. I've been doing most interviews virtually, so actually to be able to shake hands is a nice thing.
In lockdown, I didn't think these face-to-face interviews would ever come back.
Never happen again. Right.
And
are you glad that they're back, or are you
Yes.
like, I wish I could stay at home? Just look at
you
them
kind
on
of get
my
a different
laptop.
interview when you can see somebody.
Yes,
I think.
that is true.
So,
yeah.
On Amsterdam? How did this project come your way? How did it land on your desk?
David and I worked together a couple of times on The Fighter and American Hustle.
Went well.
I felt the same way. Yes, no, I did. I thoroughly enjoyed them, and and then we talked about doing a couple of other projects. One of which did involve this art dealer with the injury to his face, based on a real fellow. We talked about that a bit, and then it just sort of drifted away. And then David called me up, and he'd learned this jaw-dropping fact about American history that he'd never heard of before, and he wanted to tell me about it and share that with me. And I went, and there was this place called Early World, this diner that we always met at, and it started from that, and began with sort of building these characters, having a backdrop of something that was incredibly serious and, world-changing event, potentially, which amazingly hardly anybody knows about. It's because this gentleman that it featured spoke truth to power, and so, yeah, he was just squashed. And that's the character that Robert De Niro's character is based upon. And so that began, we were in no rush. We loved just kind of reading books, looking at photographs, imagining things, listening to music, watching jazz documentaries and stuff, and then gradually David built and wrote actually tons of scripts. He wrote I've got at least 14 in my house. I went off, I made different films, but always had Bert kind of, percolating in the back of my head.
So the David you're talking about is obviously David O. Russell.
David O. Russell, yes.
Tell me about Bert Berenson, who is the character who you play. He's an extraordinary character. Tell me about him and why he is kind of the centre of our story here.
Yeah, no, he's a good one. Oh, man, he's a great character. I love him to bits. We wanted to create a character that we just really wanted to be friends with ourselves, and he's someone who has been through the grinder. He knows pain and suffering, both mentally, emotionally, and also physically. He's a veteran of the Great War, and he has this just wonderful outlook on life, which defies all the odds. Where he should be, you'd expect him to be cynical and full of hate, but he's full of optimism and full of love and joy. And it's like a living well is the best revenge kind of a story.
Oh, wow, you've made it to the end.
Congratulations.
Now you're here, you may want to hear about some of our other offerings.
Other offerings?
Yeah,
I know what.
The other offerings, the exclusive interviews we do on our hit subscription podcast, Kermode and Mayo's Extra Takes.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, that.
The one where we speak to the likes of Tom Hanks and Daisy Edgar Jones, and the extra subscription content where Rowan Atkinson told us all about that famous rapping scene in Love Actually.
Yes, that's the one.
Amazing. And where would our lovely YouTube subscribers find this mystical creation?
Well, I'm glad you asked. They just need to go to kermodeandmayo.com or tap the link in the description.
That easy, eh?
That easy.
Incredible.